Hello and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to talk to you from my camping spot here at Lake Brown. There's a few birds around, so you'll hear them in the background, so that's always nice that you know on my location. So yeah, what I want to do today is just talk about what's in my camera bag and what camera bag I use, the tripod here I use and why, and the reason why I've got this ball head here on the table. So let's get started. So we'll go over the outside of the bag first. So this camera bag is the Low Pro Trekker 400 all weather. I really like this colour. They no longer make them, they only do them in black now. This is quite an old bag, I got it in 2014. By the way, I'm going to be swatting a few times because there's a few flies around here. So in here you can have, there's nothing in here at the moment, I think I've just got a flashlight. You can have a hydration pack, which is pretty nice. And over on this side I've got some filters that I use, so we'll go into there now. So in here, oh yeah, and I've also got a little rain cover. This is actually the shower cap, but they work really well as a rain cover. In the bottom pocket in here I've got my Leatherman, so that never leaves my camera bag, always useful. You never know when you'll need it, so that stays in the bag at all times. In here I have my Lee mist filters. So if you haven't seen these before, check out my other videos. I've used these and I will be using them more in the future as well. So if you're watching this in the future and this has been up for a while, definitely check out my other videos because I would have done stuff on these. They're a really great filter to have in your kit. Just gets you a little more creative in the field. So yeah. Here is my graduated ND, love this filter, don't use it much. I used to use them a lot, but now since I've got the medium format I really don't need them that much, but there are times when I do, like when I want to balance the scene. Say if I've got a dark foreground and the sky is bright, I can just use this to bring it down, and then that way I've got more dynamic range when I come to processing my images later on. So yeah, we'll just chop those back in there. Actually I'll leave it there for now because I can't get that back in at the moment. In the top here, this actually comes off. It's a little lid thing, but it can also be used as a waist belt, which is pretty cool. Very good design by Low Pro there. So in here, because I do go away a bit, and I'm in sort of isolated areas and sometimes I don't want to take a load of water, I've got one of these little straws in here. So let me find it. Oh yeah, I've got a little Pro Media Gear tripod in here that I use for when I'm vlogging or when I'm walking on the go and I don't want to carry a big tripod. Yeah, so here is my life straw. So this allows me to drink dirty water or anything, no salty water though, doesn't filter that out, but it just filters water and makes it nice and clean, and it's lasted ages. I haven't used it much, but it's really handy, and it's so long as I plan where I'm going and if there is going to be water sources along the way, then that's great, and you know I can use it for rainwater tanks and everything. It will filter out all those impurities. In the top here I've just got some my fly net, so I don't get a load of flies on me, around my mouth and stuff, and in my nose and everything. You don't want to breathe them in. It can be a right old pest here in Australia. Out on the side, so also I can use a tripod on both sides of this. I just slot it down, you've probably seen that. And in here I've got my laptop. So my laptop is actually quite old. I got it second hand, but it actually is powerful enough for what I do, and it can easily process 300 megabyte files from my Hasselblad. So this is a 2014 MacBook Pro. I think it's just the standard one, but absolutely love it, and it's an absolute beast, and yeah, have no problems with it at all editing my photos. So I'll put that back in there. Yeah, just because it's old doesn't mean it can't do the job anymore. So yeah, don't forget about that. There are a lot of bargains out there. You don't need the latest and the greatest. And yeah, so that's in there. And I also like to keep my camera bag very organised as well. There were times when I used to have it kind of messy, and I never used to be able to find things. And also if I were to be finished with a shoot, I wouldn't know where everything is. So this is probably where we're going to actually switch to view, so you'll be looking down more on my bag, and then I can show you what's in here. I pack my camera bag. So up, this is how I lay it out. This is a little LED light for when I'm videoing in low light. A few things have moved around. Here is actually where I keep my Canon M50, which I'm actually using this to record the video on. And this is one of the little mics that I've got. This is the little Rode mic, I think Mini, what is it called? Video Micro. So that's what I use normally when I'm on location. At the moment I'm using the Rode Shotgun Mic Pro on the M50 and using the internal DAC or whatever it is. I can't remember what it's called. In here we've got leads. I've got my trusty little head torch here. So this has got my red light on it, so you can easily see at night. It doesn't affect your night vision. And then I've got a few settings here, which is quite bright and nice. And yeah, definitely recommend getting a good one of these. It'll last you as well. Here I've got my little Zoom H1N audio recorder. This is a recent purchase of one of mine. This is what I'm going to be using to create background audio, and also when I've got a lapel mic on me I can use this. So yeah, definitely handy little bit of kit. Definitely building up my little setup so I can make better videos and piece things together a lot better as well over time. So all of the learning process. Here is actually a lens that I really love to use. It's the FD 50mm 1.8. Yeah, these can be picked up for hardly anything, and absolutely love these little lenses. Yeah, a full manual, and so good. And the FD to EOS M is just really nice and cheap. This was about $17 for this adapter. So if you're looking for to use old FD glass, the EOS M or like the M50 or the M6 really allow you to get into it nice and cheap. You don't have to spend a lot of money on adapters. So I'll just pop that back in there. Here I've got my Telstra modem, so I've got phone reception or internet reception wherever I go. There are times when I don't have internet reception, like here where I am, because we're a fair old distance away from everyone. Here is my little blower, my Gitso rocket blower. Yeah, it's such a handy little thing, and just like allows you to clean your gear, get the dust off your sensor and stuff like that. So yeah, that stays in there. Here is my Lee 100 filter holder. Absolutely love this holder. I'll actually get it out the bag here for you. So I've got adapter rings, and I've got the step up rings and everything. It just makes it so much easier than spending a load of money on adapter rings. And it's so much cheaper as well. So I've got about 2 of these, and then I've got my 2 adapter rings. So I've got one from the 77 and one from my 95mm. And actually the reason why I like using this is I don't have to buy, the reason why I like the Lee filter system, I can use 100mm filters with my 95mm filter threads on the Hasselblad. I don't have to go to the 150mm like a lot of other brands out there, like Hyder. There's a lot of the common ones anyway. Nissi as well, they only go up to about, I think, 87 or 85, whatever it is. So yeah, very handy bit of kit. And I really like using these sort of filters. I'll do another video into why. My little variable ND for the M50 here. My drone filter, that's normally got on there a polarizer and a 5-stop ND. And here is my cheap little polarizing filter. I hope I got that in the frame. I just noticed I might not have done. So yeah, this is my polarizing filter. It's just a cheapie, but it seems to work quite well. So I haven't got rid of that just yet. In here I've got all my filters. So I've got 2 circular polarizing filters. So yeah, this one is my new one, a circular Polar Pro. This is my old one that got damaged. So yeah, but it's just got damage on the edges. Just quickly show you. So it's just got damage in the quick edges here, but it's just my spare, just in case anything happens to that one. I've got this one, and I can't replicate what a polarizing filter does, so they stay in there. I've got my 15 stop right here. Love this filter, love it to bits. I've used it for so many things. I'll chuck some images up on the screen as well while I'm talking, so you can see examples of the work that I've used with these filters and with my kit as well. But yeah, so here is my 6 stop as well. I like to have a variety of filters. I would love to get a 10 stop as well at some point. So that's my 6 stop, and there's my 3 stop as well. Sometimes the 6 stop is just too much, sometimes all we need is a 3 stop. So that's there. We'll go down this side and then we'll go through the middle. So down here I've just got leads, I've got yeah, just like phone charger, pen, lens pen, memory cards, so I just keep them all in this handy little case here. So I've got all my SD cards, I've got my, I don't use this anymore, but I'm just hang on to it just for the peace of mind, and it also just stops the filters from falling out. So I've got all my micro SD cards here, from 32 gigabytes to 128 gigabytes, which is plenty for me, and then good capacity fast cards for my Hasselblad. So this is all for my Hasselblad, and then I've got other memory cards as well in other parts of the bag for the M50. Down in here I've got some hard drives, so when I'm going out on location and I'm taking my computer, I've got my hard drive. So these ones here are, this one is a, what is it called? My Passport. I think it's a 1 terabyte hard drive. I don't like to carry large capacity hard drives when I'm out in the field, or when I'm at, because I was worried that I put too much trust into them, so I back up these often when I get home to my main storage drive at home. So yeah, this is a 1 terabyte drive, not SSD. I don't need it for what I do really. I find this drive actually is more than capable of doing the work. And then here is another drive, a Transcend 1 terabyte drive. So when I'm in the field, I import onto this drive, so everything on Lightroom goes onto here. It doesn't go onto my computer hard drive, because if anything happens to that computer hard drive, I've lost everything, but this one will be safe. And then once I've imported, I do a secondary backup onto this drive as well. So yeah, you can't have enough redundancies. And then if I'm out on location as well and I've got phone reception, then I'll upload to Dropbox as well. So here we've got my drone controller here. For the Mini 2, yeah, I've had to make some modifications to this because my new iPhone didn't fit in there. Here we've got the charging station for the batteries. This is also doubles up as a power bank, which is pretty cool. So I've used this to charge my phone and charge other devices, which is great. Here is the Mavic Mini 2, or the Mini 2, sorry, I keep calling it the Mavic for some reason. So yeah, I love this drone, and I'm going to do a video into why I love this drone and the perks of using it, and the images I've also shot with this, because I can't believe how good this little drone is. I reckon everyone should have it in their kit, and I think I might get a second, or maybe see what the Mavic Mini 3 or the Mini 3 has to offer. If it does tracking and following, then I might consider getting that as well. In here, so I'm now onto the Hasselblad stuff. So here is my Hasselblad 28mm f4 lens. I love this lens. It's so good, so sharp. I should say, all my Hasselblad stuff here, including this lens, I picked up second hand. This was an ex-demo unit, these two, and then I got all this stuff used from a reputable. I got these, actually I'll tell you. So I can't remember the name of these guys, but I got this and this from Team Digital here in Perth, and then these from MPB in England. I got these. So yeah. So yeah, this is my 28mm f4, stunning bit of kit. Absolutely love it. I do love a manual focus ring. That's mechanical. That is an electronic, like my like the mirrorless stuff. I can't get away from it. And I also love having a focus screen up on there. That's what I use as well for hyperfocal distancing. So yeah, I'll be able to, you know, so if I want to do f11, then anything from like, well, let's go f11, So yeah, anything from about 1.1 meters for at f11 will be in focus to infinity. So yeah, sorry about that. I've got to get a bit better at this. I really wish I had a second display because this little one is a bit hard to view. So yeah, this is my favourite lens, and it's something that I acquired in I think about June this year, so I haven't had it too long. Also, what I recommend you do is, you know, these silica gel packs that we all throw away, that come with a load of come with stuff. Chuck them in your bag every time you get one. They're really handy, absorbing moisture and keeping your gear nice and dry. I also have a L bracket just below this. This is actually for the Hasselblad. I haven't used it much because I use mainly the H lenses, and I'll show you why. I can't use it in it shortly because we'll go into the Hasselblad X1D next. So I'll just tuck that back in there. I think that's it. So I'll chuck that back in there. And now we're on to the X1D. So yeah, the reason why I can't have the L bracket on here is because of this knob here. It just gets in the way. Yeah, sadly. If that was on this side, then it would be a different story. But yeah, so this is my Hasselblad X1D. This is the X demo. I loved it since it came out. As soon as I saw it come out in, I think 2016 or 2017, whatever year it came out, I just love the look of it, and I love the fact that this has got the same sensor in it as the Hasselblad H6D 50C. So a camera that's worth what is it, $40,000, and you can get this for about $13,000, was just a bargain. So yeah, medium format. I love the color. I love a system that slows me down, and this camera slows me down, and to actually improve my photography because of that. I don't just run out there, you know, and take a shot instantly. It's just something that I just like it, and it's more technical, and everything is manual focus as well, especially when using these older lenses with this adapter. If I had the newer lenses of these, then I would have autofocus and other perks. Plus I do love a leaf shutter as well, and these all have leaf shutters. So yeah, there's no real wear on the camera body, it just age. So yeah, there's nothing really that can go wrong with this camera. Yeah, if you'd like me to do a little bit more of an insight on this camera, let me know in the comments, and I'll make a video on it, just to see if the interest is there. So yeah, we'll go there, and it also does accept dual memory cards, so that's pretty handy. This is a lens that I got only with this camera, and I didn't actually have the adapter, which is actually on here. This whole setup here, with the collar and everything, you're looking at about $1,000 Australian. It's just ridiculous how much it is. And everything Hasselblad is expensive most of the time. There are a few times when it's a little cheap. But yeah, this is the lens I got it with, the 45mm f3.5 I think it is. Yeah, stunning lens, so nice and lightweight. I think it only weighs about 400 grams. And I've taken some amazing photos, and I'll chuck them up on the screen now. And yeah, I just love this lens. It narrowed my field of view, and it made me work harder for my images as well. And that was a real turning point for my photography, and it allowed me to go down the path that I didn't really know too well, but it's really transformed my photography, and I'm absolutely glad I went with this camera and that, because I was looking at a 5D4, but yeah, and then I decided I got that, and I couldn't refuse it, so I'm glad I stuck with it. In here I've got all my lens cloths. You can never have enough lens cloths. So yeah, and if you want to reuse these as well, all you do is wash it in clean water, and then hang it out to dry. That's all you need to do. So there were times I was just throwing these away as soon as they got dirty, or just yeah, using them as rags or something. But yeah, now I know, you know, like I've had this lens cloth for about 10 years, and it wasn't until I found out about that, and now I'm reusing a lens cloth that I've had for 10 years. So that's great, and I really like being environmentally friendly and reusing stuff and keeping things on for as long as possible. Here is my third lens. This is my Hasselblad HC 150mm 3.2 lens. So this is a prime. I got this quite cheap actually because it had quite a lot of dust inside. There still is a lot of dust in there, but it doesn't affect the images. The images are still tack sharp. Yeah, it's an incredible lens, and I absolutely love it. I've used it for panos, I've used it for everything, I've used it for long exposures. It does have a little bit of a wobble with that. It's not as stable as I'd like, but stunning lens, and this is one I got from MPB in the UK. This was about, I think I paid about $1,800 for it. New, it goes for about $6,500, so yeah, pretty happy with this. And it did, unfortunately the hook got broken, so it doesn't really fit too well. You can see it wiggles a bit, but when it's actually flipped around, I'll show you now, flipped around and mounted in the right way, it's solid, it doesn't go anywhere. I don't know why Hasselblad uses plastic around here and a metal mount. I wish I used metal on metal, but no, it is what it is. And we'll go to my last lens here. This is a mammoth of a lens. This is the 50 to 110mm lens. I've had this for about three or 4 years now. It's a beast. It's heavy as hell. It weighs about 1.9 kilos. But I don't go anywhere without it. It's definitely worth it. And look at the mount and look at that. It's just a stunning bit of kit. Yeah, I do have these like silicone lens grips, but made by Camera Bandit. They are good. I do like them. I'm probably going to get the Hasselblad ones back on here, just because I find these attract sand and dirt, and it really just attracts it to the lens, and it just binds things up or gets the lens even dirtier. So yeah, it's for about, to get new bands for this, I'm looking at about $220. So I'm not rushing, but definitely something I'd like, and it will look a lot nicer as well, having the Hasselblad stuff on there. So yeah, that's about it. I'll show you actually what's in the lid here. But yeah, that's the main area of the camera bag. Right, so in the lid section here, I've got like some spare memory cards. These are mainly for the M50 we're recording on. I've got in here, I've got body caps. So this is the Hasselblad. I think I've got one over here for the M50. I've got spare lens cloths, brand new ones, some silica gel. I've got another knife here, so just a little flick knife. Yeah, I like to keep a few little knives in my bag, just in case I need to make alterations to my bag or equipment, or I need to, yeah, or when I'm out camping, I can just grab this, because in case I forget a knife or something. Yeah, so in here I've got spare batteries. I've got a load of AAAs, the 9-volt battery for the mics, propeller blades for the drone, rechargeables as well, a load of other bits and pieces. I'm not sure what I've got in here. Oh yeah, I've got my camera strap for the Hasselblad in there. And then up in here, I've just got the body cap actually for the M50 there. I've got a pen, and I've got some Allen keys, and that's about it really there. So yeah, that is what is in my camera bag. So right, here is my tripod, and this is my most loved tripod. I've had other tripods in the past, my Vanguard, Manfrotto, and then a couple of others, but I always found after about a year or two, it would just, even with the proper maintenance, stuff broke on it, and it wasn't that good, and it always wobbled and had problems. And then I found this company, Pro Media Gear, and I bought these legs and I became an ambassador for them. I've got a load of other free stuff, but I've also worked for the gear that I've got. I've got another one of their tripods which I'm actually using this to record on. That is the smaller version of the tripod, so it packs down nice and small. That is the TR344. Not the long, I just wanted something small and compact, and it works so well. Yeah, but mainly I use this tripod because of its durability, its strength, and it's just so stable, even in windy conditions. Yeah, and it's a little bit heavy. I am thinking about maybe getting a lighter head, because this head is quite heavy. It weighs about 1 kilo all up just in there. So yeah, the legs feel like nothing, but as soon as you add the head, it's quite heavy. But this head is over-engineered, just like the tripod. The apex right here is just so sturdy. As soon as you put it down on the ground, there's no movement in this thing. It is a sturdy base to work from. And once you've actually used something that's sturdy versus using something that as soon as you put it down on the ground it wobbles, you know, you've got the vibrations going through the legs, it can really affect your image quality. and your work. So as soon as you get a stable tripod, I bet you'll notice a difference in your images. So yeah, this tripod head is all mechanical, there's no grease. That's the reason why it moved in certain ways. So this is fully backed off, and it just stays. It doesn't flop like some of the ball heads out there. And this works in a different way to other ball heads as well, because you're able to move it all around. There's no real area where it actually limits you from using the head. So, you know, with some ball heads, you can only move it there, and then you've got to turn around and move the head to a certain point to get it some work, and it's just a pain. It gets quite fiddly. Nothing with this. And all you need to do with this really is a quarter turn for everything. So quarter turn and it's off. Not even that. Maybe about a fifth of a turn and it's just backed off, and it's just so easy. So yeah, I love that. And I really like to use the leveling base as well. So when I'm on, so I can get onto location pretty quickly. If I want to do a pano, I don't have to worry about faffing around with the legs, getting them all level. There is a little bubble level here. But yeah, just nice that I can just set up, you know, put the legs down, not too worried too much, then get the leveling base right. You know, it takes a little while because the level in here on the ball head they've fixed this now is right in here, so you can't actually see it. But on the new ball head, the replacement, it's right here. So I might get one of those in the future, but for now this will do just fine. Since I have made a little bit of a mistake, I forgot to bring one of my other brackets, my plates. So I'm not using this to support my M50, I'm using a tiny little ball head at the moment, which looks absolutely ridiculous. But this is Pro Media Gear's new ball head. This is the BH50, it's a nice lightweight tripod head. The only reason why I don't really use it that much is I just find there's just a little bit of free play. And since I'm using quite a big and heavy system, yeah, I can't seem to get it right, so that's the reason why I use the BH one. But no fault with this, it's just, it just doesn't work for me all the time. But there are times when I do that, and I do enjoy using that. So yeah, this extends to a max height of, I think 190 centimeters. It gets up there quite tall. And it's very lightweight, very strong. So, and also what you've got down here, I'll bring this up so you can sort of see our spikes. We've got some spikes down here. So this allows me to dig it into like a soft ground, or say if I'm working on slippery rock, I can just put these in, and yeah, and it doesn't allow my tripod to move, and it allows for a nice stable foundation. So yeah, I hope that hasn't been too long for you. I do like to put a certain amount of quality and time and attention to my work. So yeah, my attention to detail, and I do like to tell a story, and I do like to give info as well. Sometimes I do ramble on, I think anyone does though. But yeah, so if you've enjoyed anything here, or if you've got any questions, or you'd like to know anything, pop them down in the comments. If you liked it, give us a like button. If you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be doing so much around Australia, and giving you some tips and tricks on what I do, how I do stuff, talking about some of the gear I use as well. Yeah, a lot's going to go on, and this is something I want to make my job. So yeah, life is good. So yeah, I will see you on the next one. Okay, bye for now.